Say my name, Joe.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Youngstown's live talk show. Youngstown's live talk channel. Sorry. Youngstown's live talk channel. We are live in downtown Youngstown right now, and this show's all about you. We need you to call in. The number is 330-595, still memorizing it, 1600. 330-595-1600. We'll talk about whatever you want to talk about. As we've said in the past, our objective of this show is to create Youngstown's new radio channel or live talk show channel, because Youngstown radio is disappearing. It's coming to an end soon. We know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. So call in and we'll talk. What's up, Luke? What's going on?
So before we came live, we were talking about one of the things we're going to do here shortly.
Mm-hmm.
Want to say we're working on a date. It's going to be streamed live, working on time, probably in the afternoon, like 6 o'clock. It's going to be April 14th.
Okay.
Me, you, Jeremy from Youngstown Pizza Reviews, and Joe Danyi, right over there, are going to be doing a, what would you call a quiz bowl against the Poland local schools quiz bowl team. They need money. We're going to do like a fundraiser. We're going to stream it live.
Where are we streaming it at?
From the school, and they're setting up like buzzers and all this stuff for us to take on the quiz bowl team.
Okay.
And they're gonna need money, so we're gonna help them raise money. People watching can donate and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So we are taking on the quiz bowl team.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna get murdered?
I don't even know what quiz bowl questions are. Like, what is that? Trivia?
All right. Throughout the show today, I'm going to hit you with random quiz questions.
Let's do it.
See how you do.
Yeah.
Okay?
Let's
do
do
your
it.
normal program, and when I think of one, I'll just hit you with
All right. Because he said, I'm like, the guy, like the teacher was like, we can set this up and I'll ask Trivial Pursuit questions. Like, oh no, we're doing this legit. I want to do this. I don't even know the format. Like, I know he said we all have buzzers. Is it a team thing? Because if it's a team thing and me, you, Jeremy, and Joe are doing it, we're going to end up fist fighting, rolling around behind the table.
I'm just going to try and buzz it first.
Right. Because we're going to be grabbing. It's going to be so bad. Like you put all of us at a table, take up like it's good. Like it's going to be bad. Right. So that's going on. Let's see here. Also talk about stuff going on next week. On 6 p.m. I'm going to interview a place called Dylan's House. It's a charity that actually helps special needs and autistic people get housing. Okay. They're going to I'm talking to Amy, who's the CEO. That's at 6 p.m. And then we're going to do our normal shows. And then on Friday, we were very busy. Friday, State Senator Al Catrona is coming in, and he's going to take questions from
next
us.
Week?
That's on Friday.
Live in the studio?
Live in the studio. He's coming here.
Yeah. So question is, who's going to sit next to him? Are we going to sit next to him, or are we going to sit on the opposite side of him?
Is he a big guy, Joe?
No, not really.
We should probably sit on the same side, and he should sit by himself, which is going to be like two bears sitting next to each other.
Yeah, Joe's going to have to zoom the camera out if that's the case. But that's fine.
We'll do that. We'll be fine.
That's all next week. All right. So topic first, I had actually wrote stuff down today to prepare. Remember on Tuesday, we were talking about the South Range School Board.
Yes.
They had the meeting last night.
How'd it go?
I didn't go because I had a basketball game.
Some people said it was unprofessional. I saw.
Well, yeah, we got
it was like disorganized.
We got a bunch of emails. Or we got 2 emails from people. They're anonymous. Whenever, by the way, if you guys are going to email us, don't do anonymous. I had a call yesterday. Just step up to now. If you want to call an email and say your name, we promise we'll never reveal.
No,
it was a legit anonymous,
right?
And it's like when you do that, I don't trust it. Does that make sense? Even though I know you're trying to protect yourself, we will never turn anybody in. I've never done it. You get calls and phone. I talk to parents. I'd never give that away. But it like loses credibility with me if it's just anonymous.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Your word behind your your face behind your
right. Even if it's just with us.
Right.
So the school board went down, and for those of you who missed it, there was a big hubbub about them cutting open enrollment for 13 kids in 7th and 8th grade that are on IEPs because of funding and all this.
Yeah.
School board meeting went down. There are some clips online and stuff like that. You can search around. I guess it got very heated.
Ooh, what happened?
Well, first off, I hate how townships, school boards do their meetings at like 6 p.m. on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Do you know how hard it is for like a parent like myself to get to these things? I have practices. I have kids. It's
6 p.m. on a Wednesday.
6 p.m. Like, how do you do it?
Yeah.
Like, right. Then they don't stream it.
Of course.
The reason they said they don't stream it is because
technology.
No. Well, that was one of the reasons. And also they don't want to stream it because they want people to go to the meetings.
Yeah. Oh, is that it? Or is it that you just
don't want people involved?
Yeah.
That's the way I interpret
It's
that.
easier if with less eyes on you.
Correct. It's easier. It's easier. And look at it this way. Maybe if you streamed the meetings and people knew what was coming, it wouldn't be as upset as I guess there was like 150 people in there.
There wouldn't be as much blowback. Yeah.
There was a lot of upset people. One person got escorted out by the police.
Ooh.
Because she was laying into these people, laying into the school board. I found it interesting that some of the people that spoke on behalf of the kids were residents saying, this isn't our school. This isn't what we do. We are welcoming. We want, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Defending the kids, backing the people out of the open enrollment kids up.
Nice.
I also guess there was some anger at the school board members because they rushed through everything. They limited the speaking time to 2 minutes per person.
Okay.
15 minutes total.
Ooh,
for
so
open
it was
public.
only like 6 people.
Right. Now they did
7
Jack
people.
Dawson, and I give Jack, the school board member, or the school board member, credit. He voted to extend it so the remaining 2 people could talk.
Okay.
But I guess there was a couple other school board members that weren't happy about that.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, why are you trying? Like, to me, again, why are you trying to hide?
Right.
Why are you preventing people from talking?
Totally.
They don't have the school board member. People were upset that the school board members didn't respond, that the superintendent didn't respond. And what people have to understand is they don't have to at those meetings.
Right.
The way, if you want to get at these people, is you vote them out.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah. So that's the thing, right? They don't have to, but the optics of not responding
Just looks bad.
just looks bad.
Yep,
Yeah.
100%.
So it's like you have to do that.
Right.
You have to.
Yeah. You have to do it
As a leader, people aren't always going to agree with your decisions,
Right.
but how you handle things, how you communicate,
right.
and the people want to hear your response and what you're thinking.
Right.
That's a part of leadership.
Now, to defend the school board, they do have to be careful when they're responding directly, because remember, it's a board of however many, and they can't make individual decisions. Stuff has to be voted on. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. Denise, when he comes in, you can ask him that. Okay, you can ask him. That's a great question, though. Ask Katrona if he can pass something that force school boards to video record. I think it should be a rule.
Any government organization or body,
Yep.
if they have meetings that is open to the public, they should be forced to use
Record
technology. Yeah.
Forced to record it, forced to
Yeah.
stream it, and forced to keep a record of it. 100%. I think it's a great idea. I
So
think
people
some
who
of our,
don't, so people who don't go have
Yes.
to see it.
an example I always use is Poland Village. Their
Yeah.
lawyer interpreted the laws to
Yeah.
say we can stream it, but we don't have to record it.
Right.
We have no record of it.
Right.
So they stream it one time, that's it.
Yeah. And then it's like the meeting minutes. Like
Mhm.
get rid of that and
Yeah.
just have a video.
Yeah. Crazy to me.
You know what I mean?
Yep. So that was it on the school board meeting. I don't think the school board's going to do anything. Their minds are set. Their minds were set before they went in.
No,
that
they
meeting.
made their decision. And that's fine.
Uh-huh.
But you can't just, it's happened, it's done now. And it's like that doesn't work.
Another fun thing, and I think we had something to do with this. The school board made a statement that it wasn't their decision, it was the administration's decision, i.e. the superintendent, i.e. that.
Right.
Why do you think they made that statement?
So it's not on them. So that doesn't look
Because
bad for voting.
somewhere along the lines, that administration went to that school board and said they were doing it.
Right.
Remember how we said the other day, we said, where was it in the school board meetings? Where was it not discussed?
Yeah.
I think I'll bet they discussed it sometime somewhere.
Yeah. And when they make a tough decision,
But they have to do it in the public
for
though.
politics, it would be much better where it's like, listen, it's easier if we put it on the administration so that the voting public thinks it's the administration.
Right.
And then they can pressure us to get rid of the administration as school board members, but like we can protect each other and work against them. Common enemy.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, the laws, like she said. So that was it. I understand I'm going to say this, and I've said this since day one, and then we'll move on. I am totally disappointed at the way it was handled.
Yeah.
I am totally disappointed at letters going out, not a little meeting for 13 people.
Right.
I am very suspicious on how certain kids got kicked out
Yeah.
that had IEPs.
Okay.
And certain kids, open enrollment kids that didn't have IEPs stay.
Okay.
I think that is a question of discrimination. In my mind, my chat GPT did it yesterday and everybody's all mad because I posted that. It's like, dude, just relax.
Right.
And yeah, that's it. I mean, I think
but I understand.
I feel terrible for the kids.
I feel terrible for the kids, but I understand the money.
Yeah.
I understand the
money sucks.
Aspect. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think these kids are going to get, these kids are learning a very early lesson about politics, about money, about schools, about funding, about their jobs in the future. It's all about money. They've learned a very, very, very valuable lesson.
It's a very, very tough thing, and it's sad.
Yep.
But I get it. I do understand it. And I just think it could have been handled from a leadership perspective much, much
100%.
better.
And I hopefully South Range and other school boards learned a lesson from this. Will you be at the town hall meeting tonight at Northeastern schools?
For Northeastern schools? No, I don't.
I didn't know what that is.
Going on.
Yeah, I don't even know what that is, Jacqueline. Honestly, I mean, again, we are not experts. We don't. Yeah, I mean, anything, whatever that is, let us know. I have no idea. I mean, I have so much stuff. I have to coach my freaking 5 and 6 year old football team tonight. Then I have a basketball game.
I should have been at that.
You should have went to teacher right down the road.
I was at it. I had an open house though for my.
Yeah, it's like I said, they do it at 6 p.m. It's impossible.
No, it's tough. I had to work. So
it's all right. So we're moving on from that one.
You ready for your first question?
Yeah,
Quiz bowl. Isaac, quiz bowl. And I want you guys both to buzz in. And when you buzz in, I stop reading the question. So you have to know the answer. If you giggle like a 12-year-old, you will lose 5 points.
Got it.
You ready?
It's so hard.
Lake Titicaca, the highest navigable lake in the world, is located on
Ecuador.
Incorrect. Pass to you.
Do I get disciplined or disciplinary points taken away for answering wrong, or
you just don't get any points?
Can you continue with the question?
Sure. Is located on the border of Peru in which other country?
Brazil.
Incorrect. 0 points for either one of you.
No,
the answer is Bolivia. Bolivia.
I didn't even know Bolivia was in. Okay.
I have actually,
moving on.
A fun fact, I've actually been to Lake Titicaca.
Did you?
And Lake Langusta.
All right.
There are fun facts.
I am so proud of you that neither of you for Titicaca.
This is serious, Joe.
Sorry, now I'm getting
Titty poo poo.
Titty poo poo. Titicaca. All right, keep this coming, Joe. That was a good one.
Is that a fine? I don't know.
Okay. Well, we're gonna keep. This is us practicing for April 14th with
I'll
the
hit you with
polling
a couple
quiz
more
bowl.
throughout
All
the
right,
show.
let's do it. Yeah,
I hope you Quiz Bowl punks are watching this. We're gonna destroy you.
They aren't worried.
You should be intimidated. Yeah, I don't even know what country borders Peru. I didn't even know Bolivia was a country.
We're gonna do so well.
Could you tell me where those are? Bolivia is if I pulled up a map.
I can see Peru. It's a mountainous South American country.
Where in South America?
It's a sliver on the side. I believe. Can we look?
We're looking it up.
I think it's like along the edge.
I think it's
because
it's
of the
north of Ecuador.
Peru.
I know Ecuador's close to where when I said that.
It's like in
All right,
the
hold on,
bend.
we're looking at a map.
It's in the bend of the arrow that is. Yeah, see, I got it. I freaking nailed it.
Oh, see, I was close.
I freaking
Ecuador,
nailed it. I knew
Bolivia.
Brazil bordered it, but I didn't even know Bolivia was there.
So Titicaca is low. So Lake Langusta, which I think is north in Ecuador. No, it's down there. I don't know. I went when I was
Peru, Chile, Bolivia.
Right. Sorry, Joe. All right.
Did not even know Bolivia was there. I kind of
watch that question come up. I will love it.
Assume Bolivia is a part of Brazil.
All right, here we go. Have you guys heard? This is going to be a good topic here.
Okay.
Have you guys heard about Hernandez up in Trumbull County?
No, what happened?
I saw that video.
What's his first name? Rick Hernandez. Okay. Maybe you remember Rick Hernandez. I'll tell this story time here. So Rick Hernandez took Nikki Frenchko's spot as Trumbull County Commissioner.
Big shoes to fill.
Big shoes to fill, right. And during the election, Nikki was trying everything in her power to
the massage parlor, right?
Yes, she was trying to derail him as much as she could.
Yeah.
And freaking so he owns a commercial property that had a Asian
massage parlor.
Massage parlor in it. And Nikki was screaming up and down that there's illegal activity going on in there. Yeah. Hernandez knows about it, all this stuff. Hernandez, during his election, was like, there's nothing going on in there. Or, I promise you, if it was, I'd be the first person to shut it down. Yeah. all this stuff.
Okay.
So he gets nominated. He ends up winning this position, right? Ends up winning. Guess what was going on in the Asian massage parlor?
Rubbing tugs.
Rubbing tugs. The old happy ending.
So they proved it?
So they proved it because they set in undercover cops.
Yeah.
To go in there, and this lady was like offering rubbing tugs.
Out?
This is like a couple months ago, right?
Like January?
Like January, yeah.
Okay.
Did you go to the Asian massage parlor?
No.
Okay, I was going to say, don't say it if you did, because you're going to derail your career.
But, haven't said her name. The lady at my gym that doesn't speak English
works there.
She has an ankle monitor. Like she has like an ankle monitor.
Doesn't mean
okay. So I looked it up. I looked it up. I'm not making this up. I looked it up. Age fits. They didn't say her name. They didn't show a picture of her.
Do you know her name? Do you know the lady's name?
I think it's a fake name. I think.
How old's the lady?
Same age. Not the same age as what they said. They said it's like 54 or something.
Okay, wait. They have a picture of the lady.
Let me see her. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now if it's the lady. She doesn't go to my gym anymore. She left. She's probably in prison now.
She doesn't go to your gym anymore?
No. She just like the other day stopped coming to the gym.
Really? All right, hold on. Now we got to see.
She had
super nice lady. She brought me.
She's the one that cooked for you, right?
She brought me sweet and sour chicken.
Hold on. Okay, Asian massage.
My wife was like, "Do not eat that."
Hubbard.
Like, it's too late, honey. I already ate it.
Okay, hold on, dude. If this is her, I'm gonna die. This will be the best thing ever. Arrest. Okay. Yeah.
Let's see if it's her. She might be the lady at my gym. Does not speak much English. Chinese. Hold on.
Is
Is that her?
No, right here. This one. Right there. Is that her?
Nah, it's not her.
Oh, how good would that have been, though?
Nah, that's not her.
That's not her.
No, that's not her.
So maybe it was, but she had an ankle monitor.
Has an ankle monitor on.
To work it out, your gym has a. Isn't the ankle monitor you're not supposed to leave the house?
It's just ankle monitor. Definitely an ankle monitor. She like covers it up. She always wears pants.
Maybe it was the Canfield girl.
I looked that one up too. It's not the picture was not her.
Okay,
but there's so the talk around the gym is this was like the kingpin that was sending the ladies out into the different massage parlors throughout Youngstown. She drives a nice car, like
really
super nice lady, but
made you Chinese food.
Made me food.
She never said anything like, "Why don't you come to work? Come to the office."
Here's a free pass.
Right. Massage on me.
You do like a discount card?
No.
No. All right. So, anyways, where this comes into play now with Hernandez. Okay. So, commercial property. He was saying he's just a landlord who said he'd shut it down if he knew it was. So, video got released of the cops. If somebody did a Freedom of Information Act going in, like a body cam footage, going in to Hernandez's place.
Okay. Asking for it?
No, into Hernandez's like office, his car lot.
Yeah.
Saying, we're the cops. We've sent people in there. We know this is going on. You can shut this down.
Okay.
He denied the massage parlor. He's like, I rent it. I don't, you know what I mean?
I don't own it.
I don't own it. He owns the company. You know, he doesn't want to break his lease, this kind of stuff. Right. And the cops are, look, you know this is going on in your place. Or we're telling you this is going on. You need to evict them.
Yeah.
Because illegal stuff is going, I don't want to do that. They're renter. Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
But here's the problem. So go back to what he said before. He said during the election, he never knew it was going on.
Okay.
So he's either lying one way or another, or he said he's forgetting what happened, or you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So to get elected, it almost looks like he's saying, I didn't know, and then it happened.
So why doesn't he just say, okay, I didn't know it was going on. Then the cops came to me and they said to shut it down. So now I'm shutting it down because now I know about it.
You're not following this.
Okay.
During the election,
yes,
he said he didn't know there was illegal prostitution going on in his place.
Okay.
The cops were in there before he was elected.
So the timeline lines up that he did know about it.
The cops told him about it.
The cops told him about it.
There you go. And he was denying it during his
election.
And then now it came out of somebody did a video. Yeah. So
Nikki was right.
So people are calling for him to resign. People are calling him to step down. He said he's not going anywhere. He's not resigning.
He's already elected. What's the rules? What's the rules with that?
We've gone through this before.
Okay.
Remember with what's his nuts? The dude.
Oh yeah,
you can't.
Township.
The only way you can force somebody to step down is if they get found guilty of something, right? Right. What was that guy's name? The bald head, the cop.
So he was blatantly lying. So you could say he's blatantly lying, but it doesn't change anything.
You could, Denise, you could do that whole recall thing. They tried to do that in Austin Town. It never worked with Steve Kent.
With Kent, and he was
a freaking, and he actually ended up not getting, because he destroyed the evidence. That whole thing.
Right.
But he ended up going to jail. He's in jail currently. Sometimes I like to look at his photo of him in jail. Like you have the thing, because I feel somewhat responsible because we totally freaking that guy, when that guy gets out, we're going to have to go undercover.
Right.
So I don't know. Do you think, call in. Do you think he should step down? Do you think he should
blatantly lying? Like he got caught lying.
Yep.
100% lied to get elected.
Right. And I hate to say this again. Nikki was right.
Nikki was right, man.
Nikki was right again.
The other thing,
she was right.
I will say it too, and I posted about it on the MLO Bros. They were like, they have a group still set up bashing Nikki Frenchco.
Right.
What is it? I forget what it's called. Something about Nikki Frenchco so that she never gets elected. Yeah. Citizens against Nikki Frenchco to ever be elected again. It's like she's not elected anymore, guys.
They take it to a whole nother level.
So you're bashing a random person at this point. Like she's not an elected official.
The problem, and this is why after she lost, we just stopped.
Yeah.
Because all she wants now is to stay in the limelight.
Yeah.
And groups like that just give her the attention she wants.
Right. And the people are like, well, you guys bashed Nikki Frenchco. Well, we did, but she was number one, an elected official. Number two, she called us dumb. Like by name. The MLO Bros can't hold up to me.
By the way, that was our most watched video. Did you see the response we did? Remember where Isaac was behind me with the sword?
Yes.
That was the most watched video we did.
You guys can't keep up with me intellectually.
What's the fun? If you never seen, go in to our video section of the MLO Bros and you can do like the little search, the 3-button search, and do Nikki Frenchco response video.
I show up at your house. I'm like, Luke, I got an idea. We're doing it right now.
We're
going to film it right now. We're going to go outside. You're gonna talk about how we're not smart, and I'm gonna be behind you swinging a sword, doing stupid stuff.
And if anybody ever played video games, you did the classic Demon Soul or Dark Souls stand up with the sword. Take your sword out. It was amazing. And but coming out of the fire was so good.
It's so funny.
So again, anybody think? What do you think? Should he step down? Should he stay? What should happen?
And that's a Trumbull County Commissioner.
Trumbull County Commissioners. Why do those people always up there have?
It's awesome.
They have so many problems.
And it feels better being down here in Mahoning and being like those freaking crazy people up in Trumbull.
Because most of the time it's us,
right? Yeah.
Is that fair, Joe?
Take the heat off, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's us, and it's like those guys are just
Mahoning. I guess it's like Mahoning, Trumbull, and Columbiana County. Everybody picks on Columbiana for being a bunch of rednecks,
right?
And then Trumbull is just like that freaking crazy.
I don't understand that. Dennis Malloy, who is one of the county commissioners, wants to come on the show sometime too. He wants to talk about that because we've talked about him a couple times. He wants to talk about that. He wants to talk about the dam, the Leavittsville. Remember the dam that I was talking about? I was giving him shit about. He wants to have 10,000. He wants to talk about that. He wants to talk about all kinds of stuff. So we'll get him on here sometime too, or have him call in or something. We could do.
What else you got? What else we talking?
Can I hit you with your second?
Next question. Here we go.
Quiz bowl.
All right, same rule.
Quiz bowl.
In physics, what term is used to describe the resistance of an object to a change in its state of motion?
I'm not good with science.
Okay, wait. I know this one.
Sixth grade.
I know this
again.
One. Hold on. Say it again.
In physics, what term is used to describe the resistance of an object to a change in its state of motion? Yes.
Friction.
Friction? No.
Change to its state in motion. I have no idea. I'm going to say something stupid.
Inertia.
I knew that one.
I should have just said it, but I didn't want to act dumb.
I didn't want to sound dumb. Can I challenge the answer? Because I think my friction is right too.
No, friction is not right.
Friction is the same as inertia.
It is not the same as inertia.
I'm going to argue with the
guy. Wait. So for learning purposes, say the definition again.
In physics, what term is used to describe the resistance of an object to a change in its state of motion?
Inertia. Okay.
I'm asking ChatGPT. Damn it. Nope, friction and inertia are not the same thing.
Listen, you could just listen to me. I know stuff.
I'm gonna argue every quiz.
Yeah, you don't know anything.
So bad. I'm gonna look at this poor teacher. I'm like, this is bullshit. Out. Take my microphone off and walk out. Your questions are stupid.
Wait till Joe gets one wrong, too. Wait till Joe gets one wrong.
Joe
I will just bow out.
Yeah, for those of you just joining us, we're practicing for our quiz bowl against the Poland local schools quiz bowl team on April 14th, which we're stream live.
I'm leaving science up to you. I'm not,
dude. We're gonna leave unless they have like stupid nerd trivia.
Well, I'll give you the topics.
Yeah, what's the topic?
What are topics?
Okay, so we got let's see.
Maybe we
got geography, which I did first.
We sucked at that.
Mathematics.
Oh God.
Science.
Yep.
Dude,
history.
I haven't done.
How about a history
since high school?
What are the other?
Yeah, history question.
What other questions?
I'll try to give you an easier one.
No. Yeah, here we go.
The ancient civilization known for its pyramids, sphinx, floors,
Egyptians.
Okay.
My kindergarten.
Could we bump it up a tiny bit?
All right. I gave you guys.
Give us a hard one. Give us a high school one. We're ready for this. I'm ready.
These are the history ones are kind of easy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The Battle of Gettysburg was a significant event during which war?
Civil War. Yeah.
Come on.
See, the French Revolution, characterized by the storming of Bastille, began in which year? See, this will be difficult.
Years are tough.
Yep.
Can we do like?
I'll give you ranges if you get the right century. How about that?
Yeah. Give me a range.
Okay, wait.
Just get the right century.
It would be
the right century.
It would be
French.
It would
War.
be 18. No, it was right after ours. They tried to mimic us. 1776. So it would be late 1700s, early 1800s.
I give them 9 points for that. That was the most reasoned.
The French saw what we were doing and they were like, hey, we're going to cop. Because this is all I know about history is like the ideas of people. I don't know dates and I don't know people.
1789.
They were 1789, 1776. Yeah, because they copied us. They copied us and were like, they did it. We can do it too. So then they tried to mimic us.
Was that Napoleon? He was before that.
That came after. So the revolution caused all kinds of shit. And then Napoleon's like, he said, I picked up the crown with my sword.
Right.
Is what his famous quote was.
We got a sleeper, Luke. He's
I know. See, him and I, the problem is him and I are good at the same stuff. So we're going to be good.
But my problem is dates. I don't know dates.
We're going to be good at history and we're going to be good at movies.
Yeah, I know ideas.
Like, is there any movie?
And I don't know
pop culture?
Literature. And fine arts.
Oh my God. There's no movies. There's no
fine arts. What's fine arts? Give me some fine arts.
Let me give you fine
arts.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
All right. Which sculptor is known for creating the Statue of Liberty?
It's a French guy.
Yeah, it's the French. It was a gift.
Louis something.
Nope. That's the king.
Sculpted.
I have no idea.
I'm not going to pronounce it right, but it's Frederick Auguste Bartholdi.
Did you see the French trying to take back the Statue of Liberty?
I saw that.
Like, wait, what are they doing? They were trying to take back the Statue of Liberty. Was it Trump? Yeah, was it Trump? It's like, no, and all I could think of the entire time was the brother in Step Brothers. Or the brother in oh my God, what's the movie? Wedding Crash.
Yeah.
Where he's like, no, it was a gift, Todd. It was a gift. France were keeping it.
They want to take it back?
Yeah, they're trying to take it back.
Dude.
Yeah, take it back. Come get it.
You know what?
You know, load it up in a boat.
You know what? You know what I say you do? Like if I was Trump, I'd just pack it up and send it back. Just pack it up.
We're taking out the Statue of Liberty. We're making another Statue of Liberty. It's going to be even bigger.
Exactly.
It's going to be even better.
Just back it up.
Instead of a torch, she's going to be holding a picture of me.
Yeah, send it back. I said pack it up and send it back. That'd be amazing. But they'd be for shipping. Awesome. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I think you do it. Send it back. That's crazy.
In today's society, it would just, instead of a woman, it would be a black man. A giant black man.
Black gay man.
A black gay trans man.
That's so bad.
That's what it would be.
So bad. We just like 10 viewers right as soon as that came out of our mouths. All right.
Giant gay black trans.
All right, let's talk. I got another topic. The Trump leak. Have you guys heard about that? Mm-hmm. I followed that a little bit. Joe, have you followed that at all?
Hold on, Patty's calling me. She's cleaning my house.
Our sister's cleaning her. What do you got? So the Trump leak. Explain it.
All right. So the Signal is an app that is a encrypted app.
Okay.
And it's used by a lot of
What's it called? The Signal?
Signal.
Signal. Okay, it's an app.
It's an app.
So it's not. They're not
It's
texting.
encrypted.
Okay.
And it deletes messages after so long.
good.
So after an hour, it scrubs it and
Kind of like
messages are
Snapchat
gone.
kind of thing.
Exactly.
Okay. Snapchat for the government.
So it's an approved app. Government is supposed to coordinate and send messages to one another.
Okay.
Never sensitive stuff. Never, operational data or whatever.
So this isn't a normal thing to be sending out war plans.
Right.
Okay.
And so they created one with all the cabinet heads, and they started establishing point of contacts for people who are going to speak on behalf of that operational that part of the cabinet. Now, what happened was everybody was legit, except for one person was added to the chain. It was that
Journalist or
the
whatever.
journalist, yeah, and it was added by the National Security Advisor, or it says in the log it was added by him.
Okay.
He says that it was not him. Okay, so my theory is that somebody in the cabinet, some aide, something like that, put that person in there for some reason or on purpose. So either
Can the system show who added that person?
it says Mike Waltz. So his account
Who's Mike Waltz?
added it.
That's
the National Security Advisor.
And
And so he says he doesn't do it. So either he's lying and he on purpose
or
added
somebody
this.
on his team.
So
did
he's
it.
a mole, right?
Yeah.
Or somebody added the journalist using his account, and then we have a mole, but just not Mike Waltz.
right, because these guys probably have so many people working.
Isaac, what up, big guy? Woo!
What's up, mate?
Well, man, there. Have a good day.
Thank you, sir.
Really? So there's multi.
Wait.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna ask Ike a question.
We want to talk about government and the postal service.
Real fast.
One
We
second.
want your opinion.
1 second. He's working. Isaac, he's working. Real fast.
What's up?
Go ahead. Isaac.
Ask him what you were going to ask him. What were we going to ask him about?
Real fast. We know you're working.
So we were gonna ask him about the postal service and how the government's cutting hours. And go ahead, Joe.
Yeah. So government cutting the amount of post offices, going to limited routes, cutting some of the losses that they had. Did you hear about all of this stuff that was happening?
Yes, sir.
What's your opinion on it?
as a postal worker. Go ahead.
It ain't gonna work because we're already short of help now.
Okay.
What if
We need more workers, not more cuts.
right?
So
What if they cut dates? That'd be bad, right?
oh well, that means it's gonna back your mail up.
Right.
Yeah.
See, we do it 6 days now, and it's late.
Right.
So if you cut it to 4, 5, that means your mail getting backed up.
Right.
It's less days to get it out.
Yeah. How many, or what's your opinion? What they should do to fix the problem with funds?
Well, as far as the funds, what we need, I'm just talking.
Yeah.
as a
Yeah, go ahead,
carrier,
go
we
ahead.
need more help.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
Yeah.
We need more help.
That's all you know. As boots on the ground,
Boots on
we
the
just need more help.
That'll get the mail out.
I mean, I talked to my mail guy one time just as he was driving
Yeah.
by, and there was like he goes, we didn't get it for like 2 days. He was sick, and they didn't have anybody to fill in. Yeah.
Lack of help.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Get a call off, your mail might get delayed because
Yeah.
you got lack of help.
Just nobody. Yeah.
We gotta get-
Interesting.
We're going to.
Well, thanks.
Go,
Alex.
go,
Appreciate
go
you,
work.
brother.
Go work. He's going to be. We just set him back,
Now, I need y'all folks to support the post.
dude. 100%. Ed, what cool dude.
Ike,
So
see,
what a cool
Isaac.
dude.
It's just a proven fact. Isaacs around the world are awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
So back to Tim. So not Tim Waltz. Michael Waltz. Michael Waltz or somebody in his staff added this.
Yes.
The Atlantic. It was right. Was it the Atlantic, guy?
Yep.
And I have. I mean, do you want me to read these, Isaac? The text chain.
Yeah.
I have the text chain. It's not. Okay.
So the left is saying it was dumb, shouldn't have happened. It just proves how stupid the right is and how stupid our leadership is and how they're not handling this in a secure way. And the right is saying it's done on purpose at this point.
Or the right is actually saying that there wasn't anything in the text chain that was classified or dangerous. I disagree with that because I mean there were some timings. Like the dude got the message at 8 o'clock in the morning, and the strikes weren't happening until noon, right? And so if that information got to people, you could have they could have done different things or made the strike not successful. So that was a stupid part. Like,
what do you mean by strikes?
So basically, he an hour before the strikes, he listed a timeline of when
Bombings,
things
dude,
would happen.
in Yemen.
So like,
dear
1201,
God, yeah.
1236, and which strike team. It didn't do details of where they were hitting or who they were hitting, but still the times are, to me, would be considered too sensitive to put in a chat like that.
Yeah.
Now, if you thought it was just all cabinet officials, then that's one thing.
Oh, why would you still? I
Right.
would never. Yeah. What if somebody hacks in?
So Mike Waltz says at 428, team establishing principals group for coordination of Houthis, particularly Houthis. I don't know what is that?
Houthis. That's
the
a
bad
group
guys.
of pirates that are attacking
Okay.
things.
Particularly over the next 72 hours. My deputy, Alex Wong, is pulling together a Tiger team of deputies and agency chief of staff level following up from the meeting in the sit room this morning for action items, and we'll be sending out later this evening. Please provide the best staff POC from your team for us to coordinate with over the next couple of days and over the weekend. Okay. And then this was to Mike Needham for state, Andy Baker for VP, Joe Kent. These are the people on it. Dan
Those are
Katz,
people who
Treasury.
they're electing to speak on behalf of those.
Yeah, Dan Caldwell. Oh, they got like Vance is in here. Pete Higgis, or whatever his name is. Team, you should have a statement of conclusions asking for the president's guidance this morning. State and DOD, we developed suggestions notification list for the regional allies and partners. Joint staff, this is interesting just to see how they do this. So joint staff is sending this AM a more specific sequence of events in the coming days and work out with the DOD. Okay. Team, JD Vance, team, I'm out for the day doing an economic event in Michigan, but I think we are making a mistake. 3% of the U.S. trade runs through the Suez, 40% of the European trade. There is a real risk.
Group chat.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, there is a real risk that a public doesn't understand this and why it's necessary. The strongest reason to do this is, as the President of the United States says in a text message, but I am not sure the president is aware how inconsistent this is with his message on Europe right now. There's further risk that we see moderate to severe spike in oil prices. I'm willing to support this consensus of the team and keep these concerns to myself, but there is a strong argument for delaying this a month. Wow, so Vance is against it. He's against the bombings. That's interesting.
And you would expect in a cabinet, you'd have pushback.
Yeah.
You'd have people talking about what's right and what's wrong.
But why are you doing it in a text chain?
It's secure.
It's secure, but you think it's all cabinet officials. So it would be no different than sitting in the conference room saying the same shit, right?
Joe Kent. Who's Joe Kent? I don't know. Joe Kent. Joe Kent. There's nothing time sensitive driving the timeline. We have the exact same options in a month. The Israelis will likely take strikes and therefore ask us for more support to replenish whatever they used against the Houthis. But that's a minor factor. I will send you the unclassed data we pulled from the banned shipping. John Ratcliffe says, from CIA perspective, we're mobilizing they're talking about mobilizing assets to support now, but a delay would not negatively impact us.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, think about how terrifying that is if you have somebody on the inside knowing like in the minutes, like in the seconds this stuff goes through, you know it. Like
all it takes is one compromised person, one outsider.
Wow. Okay.
Not good.
Pete Higgis says, VP, I understand your concerns and fully support you raising with the President of the United States important considerations, most of which are tough to know how they play out. Economy, Ukraine, peace, Gaza. I think messaging is going to be tough no matter what. Nobody knows who the Houthis are, which is why we would need to stay focused on Biden failed, Iran funded. Wow.
Joe,
they're preparing their message on how to counter people questioning it.
Yeah.
It's Biden's fault and it was Iran.
Yep.
Waiting a few weeks or a month does not fundamentally change the calculus. Immediate risks on waiting. This leaks and we look indecisive. Well, he actually said immediate risks on waiting. This leaks and we look indecisive, which it did. That's kind of funny. He actually said that. Israeli takes action first or Gaza's ceasefire falls apart. We don't get to start this on our own terms. We can manage both. Wow. We are prepared to execute. And if a final go or no vote, I believe we should. This is not about the Heath. I see two things: restoring freedom of navigation, a core national interest, and reestablishing deterrence, which Biden cratered. But we can easily pause, and if we do, I will do with 100% force, or 100% enforce this. I welcome other thoughts. This is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the same thing. We're going. It's the same exact thing that Trump said he wasn't going to do. It's like, we're gonna end wars, but we're still freaking fighting other people's wars. Like, why?
This is because they're hitting the shipping channel.
Yeah, they attacked some of our destroyers with missiles that were given to them by Iran.
Our destroyers.
Our shipping. It's
okay,
protecting
us. If it's our stuff, then yes.
Yeah, it's protecting us. Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, this is good. Okay, this is good. As stated in the first PC, we have a fundamental decision for allowing sea lanes to remain closed or reopen them now or later. So they're talking about like the shipping lane, like we just said. We are the only ones with the capability, unfortunately. From messaging standpoint, we absolutely aid this to the horribles on why the Europeans must invest in their defense.
Correct.
If you think we should do it, let's do it. This is from JD Vance. I just hate bailing Europe out again.
Right.
He's JD Vance and I just agreed.
Right.
Yeah. Yep.
Because Europe has depended on us for our military for the longest time.
And to do the crap work too.
Yeah. And we have to do all they're fine sipping freaking drinks at 3 p.m. and not working hard, and because they know we'll come to their freaking aid.
Right. This is interesting. Okay.
It's so dumb.
JD Vance says, let's just make sure our messaging's tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi oil facilities, we should do it. So he's worried about like a counter attack on Saudi. You can tell JD Vance is worried about the oil prices, shipping. I mean that all makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Have you ever heard any of JD Vance's did you watch his interview?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah.
I think he's pretty down to earth dude.
Yeah. Wicked smart too.
Yeah,
very really
smart.
Is.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete then says, I fully share your loathing. Well, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic.
Nice.
But Mike is correct. We are the only ones on the planet on our side of the ledger who can do this. Nobody else even close. Question is timing. I feel now is a good time as any given the President of the United States directive to reopen shipping lanes. I think we should go, but the President of the United States still retains 24 hours of decision space. SM, I heard that the president was clear. Green light. Make clear Egypt and Europe. Make it clear to Egypt and Europe we expect in return. We always need to figure out how to enforce such requirement. If Europe doesn't remunerate, then what? If U.S. successfully restores freedom of navigation at great cost, there needs to be some further economic gain extracted in return. While he's saying we need payment from Egypt and Europe. Wow.
Yeah, because they're going to benefit from the shipping lanes open.
Pete says agreed. Pete, update. Time now. Weather is favorable. Just confirmed. Launch. First strike package, 12:15. 13:45 hours. Trigger based. Launch. 14:10. More F-18s. Launch. Second strike package.
Oh my God, that's not good. That's not good. If somebody
is that timestamp when he sent that message?
Yeah, 19 minutes before 12:13.
The other thing is, it's like you're trying to blow up these bad people, and you have somebody on the inside. They're like, okay, they're launching missiles now. Might want to get out of there. Yeah, if you're important.
Well, and that dude who was on the text chain that wasn't supposed to be there, he thought he was being set up, so he didn't do anything with it.
He just watched.
He parked in a parking lot and said, well, if this is real, he went and checked the news when the things were starting to happen, and they started saying explosions were happening.
Wow.
Like, holy shit!
This is so awesome. 1536 F-18 second strike starts. Also, first sea-based Tomahawks launched. More to follow per timeline. We are currently clean on OPSEC. Godspeed to our warriors. JD Vance says, I will say a prayer for victory. Michael Waltz, VP, building has collapsed. Multiple positive ID. Pete Corolla, IC, amazing job. What? JD Vance says, what? Typing too fast. He did a typo. The first target, their top missile guy. We had a positive idea of him walking into a girlfriend's building, and it's now collapsed. They bombed a girlfriend's building to get it. Oh, man. Wow. Let's see here. Excellent. Good start. Good job, Pete. Great job. Powerful start. Great work effects. What if the news guy was like, hey guys, got the wrong number. like the pops up news guy, hey guys, wrong number.
Hey guys, this is journalist so and so.
I don't think I'm
pretty sure I'm not supposed to be in this group yet. really just want to say thanks for being here. Appreciate everybody for including me.
Hey, like when you type in a wrong number. Hey guys, not sure what's going on.
Best thing he could have ever done is, this is going to be so awesome when I write an article about this. Send.
Screenshot.
Great job all around though. Thanks guys, making my career here.
So all right, Kellen, all right, Kellen says, do you believe he honestly thought he was being set up, or do you think he knew exactly what happened and he was waiting to get more? Kellen, if I was in that reporter's shoes, I would think in my head, I see this come up.
Yeah.
There's no way this is happening. I'm being set up. Like, that would be first thing I would think.
That or
yeah,
that or you wait and then you're like, if I don't handle this correctly, I will go to jail. So it's like,
yeah,
you know
I would think, I would like, because you're like, U.S. government security. I'd be thinking, there's no way. There's no way this is accurate. There's no way I got to put on this text chain.
Or a far left journalist like sends a meme of Vance's fat head. You know, the memes, like send a meme to the group chat. Like, so that's it.
just so, all right. He better not say anything to disrupt operation, because that would have been treason.
Right. So that's where you have to be so careful. Like, I'd be shaking.
Right. Okay. Julie says, are we agreed this is classified
100% like classified info? That guy shouldn't have been on there. But then at the same time, it's like, we need to do something about security here.
Yeah.
Like, this is obviously not.
And that's why if you take the legal classified, probably wasn't illegal. But if it's stupid as hell to release that in a public chat like that, that's just not.
But it's not a public chat. It's just infiltration of the chat is too easy.
Right. So we're saying it's not a stamped classified document.
Right. Yeah.
However, it's classified information.
It's things that you would not want out. And
I think strikes from our military are just about as classified. I mean,
with the times and stuff.
Yeah, like,
at least he didn't say, "Hey, this is coming at this time." At least he was he could. That could have been even worse. Where he's like,
"For sure,
hey, we're bombing this building at this time." Like, that's crazy.
Jerry. Sometimes things leaked intentionally. Jerry, okay, similar to letting someone know what you can do, but not really doing it. Maybe letting people know the power we have and can use if we choose. The fear of the possible known is as fearful as the unknown. Trump used this type of fear from day one. There is no way that people involved are that uneducated to have included him in this.
I don't. So
Jerry, at the same time, it's like they're still not gods. They still make mistakes.
They're still humans. Yeah,
and stuff still goes wrong.
But if you guys never use Signal, you
I don't understand.
Really
Signal.
Intentional with adding someone. It's not like a one click.
Like, is it like? Am I like? I'm gonna type Joe's phone number and I actually put a 7 in. It's not like
you have to add them to a contact, and then it basically. And I think here's another possibility that he shared initials with someone who was in the cabinet.
Okay,
and so let's just say it's JG. There was another JG. So somebody inadvertently thought they were adding the Interior Secretary or something like that.
And it was another, because a lot of these are initials.
So that cannot happen.
It can't.
That cannot.
It couldn't be possible
happen.
to be even added to those chats if you're on the outside of the government. 100%.
Right.
Yeah. How is that?
And how is it not like think about the security we have in our bank platforms.
Right.
Like, okay, you're going to join this chat. What's the code? Like the two-way
two-factor authentication.
Two-factor. So like, what's the code to join this chat that we've given everybody in a different
type
platform?
in a number, or you type in a ping ID on my phone.
It's not that. Like, this is unacceptable. It's unacceptable.
I just want to know, like, I guess the question is, like you said, so Signal, you have to log somebody in.
Yes. You have to be a contact with him, which Mike Walsh says he doesn't even have this guy on his phone, doesn't know anything about him.
Okay.
Then you have to add them to your contacts. Then you have to add them to the direct chat. There's 4 clicks to be able to do this.
So somebody did it intentionally.
Somebody tried to.
You think somebody did it intentionally? Where are you at with this? You think?
Yeah, I think it was an aide, someone who slid something in there that would embarrass the Trump administration, and they added the biggest critic to Trump they could think of.
So what do you do? Do you, if that's the case, and you think that happened, you just go and just remove everybody from that dude's
You stopped having them use Signal for anything important. You want to tell them about birthday parties and maybe what a meeting they're having somewhere? Yeah. Fine. But no operational anything. That's just dumb.
Yeah.
How do you do? Yeah, that's crazy.
You have like a landline.
That's something other than that.
I mean,
everybody's got to use a landline.
Let's be honest here. The 3 of us, Jeremy from Youngstown Pizza.
If our group chat ever got leaked,
and Justin from 3 Sports Show.
Some of the terrible shit I send to you guys.
And Brian Harris is. I think there's a couple. We have a couple different groups.
Yeah.
But the main one is Joe, Isaac, me, Jeremy, and Justin from the 3 Show. We would all lose our jobs.
Right.
wives would possibly leave us.
Joe would be fine.
I just yell at you guys and make fun of you. But at least we know we do not have a mole, because that is a 2-year-old text chain.
Oh, dude, it goes on forever. Yeah. But if somebody got their hands on that and leaked it, I mean, it would be like, I'd be like, honey, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean stuff like that.
Jerry, that makes a lot of sense. Thank God for Joe's intelligence.
Serious.
On the podcast.
That's why we have him. Because it was just Isaac and I'd just be terrible.
But it's like, at the same time, should not be using that.
No, I agree.
Should not be using that at all. But
there has to be secure channels that you do all of that shit on.
That is mind blowing if you think about that. They're doing.
How can some random person just get added to it?
Well, that's what Joe said. There's 4 clicks, so I'm starting to think it's intentional too. That if it's 4 clicks to get somebody in a group, it's not like an accidental. Okay, I'm going to open up a thing.
Right.
Crap. Instead of
how do you if it was a setup? How do you pick the information that you're going to talk? Okay, we're going to do it at this. We're going to have
maybe the aide knew what was coming.
Maybe
the aide knew it was coming, because if that was Waltz's aide, he was probably announcing what was going on. He's probably saying, "Hey, I'm going to get this information out to the vice president."
So the real question, no matter what in leadership, should someone lose their job and be fired over this? Because if nobody loses their job, I lose respect for that whole system.
Right.
I agree. Right.
I don't want it to be an aide, or maybe if the guy who did it on purpose get rid of his ass, but somebody in that leadership circle has got to go.
I would agree.
Got to go.
I would agree. I mean, lesser things, like not just from a government, but I'm saying from a, again, business point of view, people have slipped up in banking. People have slipped up in stuff like that where stuff gets out. They get fired.
For sure.
Let's go back to Kellen's question, though.
They get fired.
Let's go back to Kellen's question. Can we see
What's Kellen's question?
Let's go back up to Kellen's question. Do you believe they honestly thought he was being set up, or do you think he knew exactly what had happened? We need to get more info.
He's talking about, we talked about that already.
Okay.
Yeah. And that was an actual quote from him, that he was taken aback by it, that he got added to this chain and he thought he was being baited into something. And that's why he didn't take it serious until he watched the explosions follow the timestamps.
It's terrifying.
I 100% would think I was set up. Like if I got put on a chain, if I got put on a text chain with, let's just say, Tito Brown.
Yeah.
The Youngstown Council.
Yeah.
Who else have we talked about? The lawyer at Poland.
Yeah.
Mayor Tim.
All friends.
Yeah.
Nikki Frenchco. Like if I got put on something like that and they're like, hey, hold this in for this is all going down. Yeah. Like I'd be like, oh, what the fuck? Like, you're thinking you're going down.
How do I leave without it?
Yeah, exactly.
Luke has left the chat.
Luke Schuster left chat. Like there's no way.
Hey guys, don't think I'm supposed to be on this group chat. Hope everybody has a wonderful day. Please remove me.
Luke Schuster left
poop emoji.
Luke Schuster left the chat. It's just so funny.
Luke sends a text just send a text to the group chat with Tito in it. You guys want to go suit shopping?
They're
want to go grab some suits?
Talking about redacted information like this. Isaac and I had one where we did a Freedom of Information Act with, I'm not going to say what town or village it was, but what village it was. Yeah. But I did a Freedom of Information Act for emails. Okay. And the lawyer redacted information. Okay. And it was the information I wanted. I know he did it on purpose. Okay. Redacted it. But how he redacted was he used the PDF blocks.
Okay. Black highlighter.
He used the black highlighter. Okay. So wait, Joe, you know where this is going, right? You know where this is going, right?
Oh,
so when I did the Freedom of Information Act, I copied all of council, the mayor, and the lawyer and requested this stuff. Mm-hmm. Okay. I get it back from the lawyer, this email, and he used the black highlighter.
Stupid freaking lawyer.
I open it up. I open up this letter, and I'm like, you got to be freaking kidding me. Joe, what can you do with that? You know what you can do?
You just highlight it and see the text.
Exactly. So that's exactly what we did.
Luke sent the email back with it showing, and the lawyer's like,
what did you say? Hold on. So I highlighted it immediately because I'm like, this guy can't be this dumb. Did it. So I could read everything. So I sent it back to him, all of council, the mayor. I'm like, hey guys, just want to let you know. And again, these people hate me, right? And the lawyer especially. Hey guys, just want to let you know when you can't use PDF blocks and highlight to delete stuff. I was able to see the information. I'm willing to come in there today and show everybody, including the lawyer, how to redact information properly. Okay.
Why do they hate you? Well, I have no idea why they have hatred for you.
Freaking snaps in this email. You illegally altered my redaction. How dare you? You compromise, like literally, because he's trying to backtrack. I'm gonna, like, he was threatening us.
And then my response was, "It's okay. Everybody makes mistakes sometimes." Right. It's okay. You might as well just admit you made a mistake. Everybody makes mistakes.
Like he's threatening to sue us, and I'm like, so Isaac's like, it's okay to make mistakes. That's his response. And all these people, hate lawyers. All these people, right? So then I respond again. I said, first off, I don't appreciate you threatening me because you and I both know I did nothing illegal and you did it. I said, I'm taking the time to show you made a mistake. I said, I'll do a favor. I will do.
He said it could be much worse if you do this on a document that's way more important to somebody who's not supposed to get it. So, like, this is a learning time, not a time to be mad. Don't get mad at us. We're helping you.
So then I say to the guy, so then I'm like, so here's the deal. I will not release this to the public. I will delete it if you apologize for threatening us. Right now, again, this was with all of counsel. You apologize for threatening us and ask us nicely to delete it. Oh, he sent an email. He's like, I may have been a little out of hand in my response.
In the most legal lawyer jargon ever. I just respond with, "I'll take it," and then they're like, "Guys, can we please stop? Can we please stop? This is a legal chain between you and the council members of Poland Village. This is not the platform to be talking like this."
The mayor comes in like a dad, and it was the best, but it was so freaking funny. And he did apologize, and I was like, okay.
Who would have thought the lawyer would never admit he's wrong? Who would have thought?
Oh, dude, it was so funny.
Oh my God,
so funny. It was just, but talking about redacted information, and it's just like, you got to be careful with security. But we're not talking about stupid village. We're talking about like national security, like boots on the ground, killing people, like girlfriend of this guy's, you know? What do we got here?
And I saw the left making fun of, there were like emojis in it and stuff.
That's another funny thing too. So now the left is like, how dare they not secure their documents and all this? And it's like, dude,
it just shows. And the left is like, it shows their incompetence. And like, they just always are so grandstandy with like, we're so much better than you. It's obvious. But at the same time,
Hunter Biden
laptop,
Hillary Clinton emails.
Yeah, which they denied both times and were proven wrong.
Right.
Like, at least
these guys are like, yeah, we screwed up. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know, they lie, but even Hillary Clinton, you see Hillary Clinton made a comment like, I can't believe they would let a text message.
Oh, can you, Hillary? You can?
Really?
You can't believe it, huh? Uh-huh. You can't believe it.
Really?
Just, of all people on planet Earth, you can't believe it.
Yeah. All right. 13 soldiers were killed in Afghanistan and nobody lost their job. Yeah, there you go. Do you think a right-leaning reporter, Fox News, would have reported it in the same way and tried to hide anything?
I think historically, media has laid down cover fire for administrations. They probably got leaked stuff and didn't do it. And so I'm glad at least we've got transparency that we knew that this even happened.
Yeah.
If we were anybody else, we would have never known this thing happened.
I would bet if Fox News had it, I bet they wouldn't have leaked it.
No. They would have never said that they were accidentally put on this chain.
I would. They would have been the guy that said, "Hey guys, I don't think I'm supposed to be on here."
Exactly.
Yeah, Fox News leaving chat.
Yep.
There's no way that Fox News would have done that.
Nope.
Do you agree with that?
Yeah, 100%.
There's no way.
But it's like, that's a bad thing, you know? That's a terrible thing because and even in that chat where they talk about it like, oh, we'll just blame it on Biden and we'll blame it on the last administration. That's the grossest part of politics. It's like,
right. And that gets back into the media stuff.
Right.
Where, hey, fun fact, we were talking about Hernandez earlier, the Trumbull County Commissioner. That was the massage thing.
Right.
He was on our podcast. I have a drum thing because he's a drummer. Really nice guy. But the same rules apply that we tell to every freaking person that comes on here. We're not playing favorites.
Right.
We're not. I mean, I'll be your friend, but if you F up,
yeah,
dude, we're calling out on it.
That's one of the best attributes of Austintown Township trustee. What's his name? Our boy. Oh my God. Santos. Robert Santos. He says, yeah, like I want to talk to you guys. If I ever screw up, I want you to like grill me, that's how politicians should be.
It's gonna happen.
If I do something stupid, call me out on it. I'll be the first one to admit it. That's what you want as a leader.
Poland Mayor Tim Sikafuse, who we kind of started, like we've kind of gotten bigger since then, and we still give Poland Village a hard time. Village. That's what I said. Village, by the way. This has said that word again. Is our landlord. We rent our office space out of him. We send him business.
He sponsors our show.
Yeah. He awesome guy.
Yeah.
We are brutal to him.
Absolutely.
And the village.
Yeah.
He will call us and be like, why are you two assholes?
Right.
And we will explain to him, because you guys did this.
Yeah. I'll be like, okay,
you don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't agree with it here, and here.
Well, you guys understand what the media is supposed to be, which is push back on everything, no matter if they're your landlord or whatever.
But the problem with media is money.
Yeah.
So the money gets flowing.
All right, so if he was a sponsor of your show, just like the pharmaceutical thing, he's a sponsor of a show, and then is there ever a time where you're like, well, if I say anything bad about him, I'll lose my sponsorship?
No. I don't care. Take my sponsorship.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't
That's
care.
what's supposed to happen.
Yeah, I don't care.
But the problem is, it's just like, so the media, we go back, I love this one. We go back to COVID. The media, sponsored by Pfizer.
Yeah.
You remember seeing all that stuff?
Oh, yeah.
How scared do you think they are to talk crap about Pfizer and the vaccine if they know that they'll lose all that money if they
think
go
about
too
how
hard
much money
with pain?
Pfizer's pumping in there?
So it's like, okay, that just means that the media works for Pfizer.
Yeah.
If you give them enough
because they
money,
are afraid of losing that sponsorship, writing a bad article.
Same thing with Pfizer and the FDA.
All right.
The amount of money that flows from Pfizer to the FDA, at some point, if it's all of their budget, all that means is that Pfizer works for the FDA,
right?
Or that the
FDA works
for Pfizer.
Yeah.
It's like that shouldn't be. Money needs to be taken out of politics.
Yep.
So there's no, I'm worried about saying this about that company because like that needs to stop. That needs to end.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and even on a local level, when you talk about money in media, I was watching the news the other day, and it was like sponsored by the Eastwood Mall. One of the news things. I don't know if it's WKBN or one of those, sponsored by the Eastwood Mall, right? So there's some hubbub, and we talked about. I don't know if we talked about it, or we've posted about it, about how like what's the name of the Eastwood Mall company? Kafaro bought the Dillard's building and hasn't sold it.
To just hold on to it.
And they hold on to it,
and
they're slowly destroying his competitor. Yeah. I gave the information I sent it to WKBN and WFMJ. WFMJ ran it. WKBN didn't.
Terrified of
Kafaro. WKBN, I believe, is sponsored by, like, you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, that is some shady freaking crap.
And it happens every day. It happens more than it doesn't.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like, what? Like at a local level.
Yeah, man.
And then I know these local media people are afraid to lose access because, like, to the mayor, like if they call the mayor out, he'll be like, I'm not talking
to you guys anymore. I'll talk. So it's just like Trump. Like Trump's like, I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to talk to that person. I don't want to talk to that person. I only want to talk to people who write good stories.
Which I think is garbage on Trump's part.
Right, 100%. Yeah, I don't think that's right either. You should talk to people, all of them.
The press pool thing, now that we're talking about it, did he kick people out or did he remove them? Is that what it was?
He moved them around and didn't give them like first strike at questions. So he brought in some new media sources, some podcasters and some conservative media outlets.
So the people are
other people are still there.
They're still there. He didn't kick them out. See, and again, watching the news, they acted like they got kicked out.
You can say that because AP used to actually have an office in the building, and they kicked the AP's office out of the White House. They're still in the press pool. So if you want to write an article that AP got kicked out of the White House, you can see how that technically that's accurate.
But they're still having access.
Still in the building.
They're still in the building. They lost their office.
Right.
Which, okay, so is that right or wrong? I would say that's okay.
Absolutely.
As long as they have access to the same thing
they're
that
in
all the
press
media
room
do.
for sure.
Right. Now, and any politician doesn't have to talk to any certain media.
They don't.
That's on them. And then that media company can say, well, Trump wouldn't respond to us, but responded to Fox News, which isn't going to be a surprise.
Is that
illegal?
No, I don't think so.
there was a press government group that used to hand select who was in that room. It was an outside source, and they ended up stacking the room with a lot of hyper liberal news agencies.
Of course they did.
So they broke that out and said, well, they're not going to pick anymore. We are. And then they balanced who was in the room.
I remember, and those people were crying, and then the people who pick were saying it's destroying liberty, it's destroying democracy.
So they say it's destroying liberty, but at the same time, it's like that is the grossest thing. If the third party has been infiltrated by the far left, then that's not a third party anymore.
Exactly.
It's just the left.
Just another mechanism doing the opposite of what you think he's doing.
So it shouldn't be Trump's people. It shouldn't be the left's people. It should be like a balance of all, but who determines
whoever gets the pick?
Who watches?
There's the balance right there.
Yeah.
So,
wow, terrifying.
But is there ever? I guess in politics, in that level, there's probably never a true third party,
unbiased.
There's probably never a true unbiased person.
Yeah. Did you guys see the NPR hearings yesterday?
No.
So we've been funding NPR, supposed to be an unbiased
that I knew.
deal.
Yeah, go explain that real fast for everybody.
So NPR news agency is federally funded for disseminating information out to everyone else, and they are stacked. Like one of the guys said, of everybody who works there on an editorial board, the people who decide what story's going, 100% of them were Democrats, gave to Democrat, not a 50-50 split, not even like a 75-20. Every one of them were Democrats. So should we be federally funding a mechanism of Democrats?
The Democratic Party.
Right. But that's what they've all become. They're just saturated with liberal perspective.
Julie Tidd, this is good. Okay, Joe, she's questioning you here. She's arguing with you.
So Erica says so many media outlets follow Trump everywhere on Air Force One, etc. But the AP was kicked out of that part because of calling Gulf of America Mexico. But they are still allowed at the press
secretary. They got kicked off the plane. And Julie says they were banned. Was the AP banned?
Oh, look, I think they were just banned from that office, and they put 2 other news agencies in there.
They were kicked off of Air Force One
for calling it the Gulf of Mexico still. It's so petty.
But it probably happened. Right?
Totally.
All right, Joe's fact checking us right now.
It's just
so is kicking somebody off of Air Force One, but then
the left is so good at marketing themselves and paying
as victims,
painting themselves as victims and painting themselves as we're the cool group. Like we're all the cool kids vote Dem, and they claim that they don't. It's like you pay Taylor Swift, you pay all these different people to say that you're voting Dem. It's so obvious, dude.
So. And
then punish any of
would it be
Trump supporters
getting kicked off the airplane? Would that be considered wrong if you kick the AP off the airplane?
I don't know if that's illegal. I don't know how
they only have a few. I think it's only a dozen reporters that travel with the president and get Oval Office access.
Erica, do you think there were a lot of people on Biden's plane that were super far right that were allowed on the plane?
Yeah, I mean, that would be my question.
I doubt it.
If I'm the president, now again, not looking at this from a person point, if I'm the president, of course I want the people that back me on the airplane.
Bro. I don't want, you're totally harshing my vibe right now by being liberal.
Right, and I wouldn't blame Biden if he did that.
Right, because we're all the people that were on Biden's plane, they were probably far left because the people who picked them said they had to be all liberal.
Right.
So it's like, if Trump wants groupies that are
I guess I would.
More important, the press briefing room is open to all
everybody. Right, that makes sense.
But the Oval Office and the airplane APs.
I really do wish there was a way that you could have a neutral third party, but like you said, everybody has a bias.
As soon as you did, it'd get infiltrated because it would be very valuable.
Right.
Okay. Did you check that AP thing?
I did.
What is it?
They're still in the briefing room, but not the Oval Office and not the airplane.
Okay, so they weren't banned, Julie. They were banned. Find us a spot where it says they were banned from the press briefing area.
Dennis says people really have a hard time understanding the difference between rights and privileges.
That's
such an entitled world we live in. Yeah,
that is a fact across the board. Yeah. There are rights and there are privileges. That is a fact.
Right.
And to be honest with you, I think you have the there's nothing wrong with fighting for rights and for privileges. To be honest, I don't think there's anything wrong. Fighting for a privilege is this,
Did you guys see that quote from Chuck Schumer talking about how?
Oh God, that guy.
Talking about how there are some people out there that are like the enemies of government that say, I don't want to pay you my taxes. I don't want to pay you my hard-earned money.
Up at 17.
Got it. Caller, you're on.
Hey, guys.
Hey, 17. Hold on a second. 17. I was waiting for you to call today. I was listening to my radio the other day. I was listening to Verb. 17 was cheating on us.
I was on.
17 was cheating on us.
She was talking to Ron Verb.
He cheated on us with Ron Verb.
17. If you could, next time you go on, next time you talk to him, just say, hey, I'm listening to this new talk show in the morning. There are these two brothers. They call themselves the MLO brothers.
Hang up on you.
He won't. He maybe say it at the end, but just say, "Hey, Ron, you should really give them a shot. I think they're good guys. Maybe listen to them."
Here's what he'll say. As soon as you say that, he'll say, "I've never heard of these guys. I don't know what you're talking about."
I know.
All right, what do you got, 17?
Well, I don't know. Maybe you already heard me say it. I was talking about the press conference a couple days ago between Kristi Noem and Scott Turner. Is that what you're talking about?
Which I have. Scott Turner and Chrissy.
Okay,
give me a summary.
So Kristi Noem from Department of Homeland Security and Scott Turner, who runs HUD, they had a press conference, and they're saying that they're just ending now all of the federal housing subsidies for illegals.
I actually got an email about that.
Okay.
That's absolutely huge.
Right.
And no one's talking about it because everybody's talking about what happened with Pete Hegseth and everything else.
Right.
But this is huge. I mean, think of Springfield, Ohio. Those Haitians, their rents are not going to be paid for anymore.
Were they getting paid
What's
for
going to
from
happen?
HUD?
Are they going to leave?
HUD was paying their rent?
Well, they must have been, because there was a joint press conference and they signed a paper together, Kristi Noem and Scott Turner, and they said, we're going to put Americans first and we are no longer subsidizing rents for illegals.
Yeah, from a banking perspective, it's actually super interesting. Since we work for a bank, we got an email saying that FHA loans, like we can't write loans for non-resident aliens.
Non-permanent resident aliens are no longer permitted for FHA loans.
Yeah, so we're not allowed to finance Our bank is based in New York, so I'm assuming there was a lot more of that going on than in New York. I've never financed.
So a so that would be somebody on a green card.
Somebody who doesn't have a license.
Work
or Social Security
permit.
Yes.
No, they have Social Security. Non-permanent residents, I think they get Social Securities. Because if you get a work permit, you have a Social Security number.
But if you wouldn't have an ID, you wouldn't have.
You would. Yes, you would.
You would.
Yes.
You just don't have.
You're like a work permit or something. Yes, correct.
Okay.
Like it's not like a permanent. Remember when Ramon got his permanent ID or his permanent residence?
So he couldn't buy a house.
He could have then.
But now he can't.
He can now because he's a permanent.
Our sisters are.
He's a permanent resident.
Okay.
But before, when he was on,
well, look what happened in Springfield, Ohio. Okay, they kicked Americans out of those apartments because the federal government was willing to pay higher rents for these Haitians. So they made people homeless, Americans, and they kicked them out. Now, those landlords are not going to be getting paid anymore by the government. So now what's going to happen? Are those Haitians going to self-deport? Are they going to squat? I mean, what's going to happen?
It'll be interesting to see it unfold. That's for sure.
And it sounds like they'll have to call the Department of Homeland Security to get them out of there.
Wow.
Yeah,
right?
We'll see. We will.
I mean, this is huge, and absolutely no one is talking about this. This is huge.
Yeah. Wow.
And Kristi Noem, she specifically said, we are putting Americans first. She said the gravy train has ended.
I saw that.
This is huge.
Yeah.
All right. Well, 17. Thanks for calling. As always, we appreciate it. I'm going to touch on.
Don't forget to tell Ron Verb you watch us too. Just to make him a little bit upset.
He'll get so upset.
Okay.
He'll cry.
We have called in to his show before.
We actually bombed his call for his show for 4 hours with all of our followers calling in.
And we have talked to him, and he has called me a good guy.
Yeah.
So I'll have you know, he does.
He does exactly who we are.
So
All right, thanks.
No, I'm not going to lie. I don't think I don't want to ruin my rapport with him. So I don't know if I want to bring up these.
Fine.
17. Ask Joe. You do not want to hang out. Don't associate with us.
Have a response that when somebody asks you, "Do you know those Milo brothers?" You have to have a good response.
Joe has had a spiral for the last 5 years. That's all I'm going to say. It's been a spiral down.
Joe, every time somebody asks me about it, he says, maybe.
Why? What did they do this time?
Spiral down. Joe has been going downhill ever since. Well, thanks, 17.
Okay.
All right, here we go. So a non-permanent resident. This is crazy. I know I've done loans for these guys too.
Yeah.
Non-permanent resident is someone who is living in the country temporarily but does not have permanent residency status, like a green card. I said this right, in the U.S. Examples of a non-permanent resident include students on a visa, like an F1 visa holder. So like Ramon had, where he came in, you know what I mean? Temporary workers on a work visa. I think Marco has that.
Yeah.
Tourists. People seeking asylum or refuge, but not yet approved for the permanent status. They are allowed to. We were doing home loans for that?
Right.
Yeah, sure were.
And I would. I mean, I totally would. I'm trying to.
I think
money.
I did.
I'd do a loan for that.
I'd do a home loan if I was allowed.
If they can get a loan, if they can get a loan, I will write that loan.
That's the thing. If you're following the rules, there's nothing wrong with it.
Right.
But if you really
guaranteed money,
give me that money.
But if you think about it, so that, like I said, I think once you become a student visa temporary worker, you get Social Security numbers.
Okay.
But that's kind of crazy that HUD. So using HUD money, which is government money, to fund people's houses that aren't even residents or even green card people. That's crazy. Wow. Man.
Can I bring up one more topic?
Yeah.
So yesterday, executive order was signed about the election and taking illegals from and making it harder for illegals to vote in our elections, which was a big deal.
Right.
Do you think illegals voted in our election?
Do I think? Oh yeah.
In certain states, I think 100%. Yeah.
How do you do that though as an illegal? Don't you have to like register
in
to
California?
Vote
It's illegal.
I always wondered that. Let's talk about
in California. It's illegal to ask for ID when you go in to vote. In California, it is illegal to ask for ID.
So how do they know if you voted?
Like, how do you know?
So here's the deal: you come across the border, somebody hands you a slip of paper. It has a social security number that is usable. You go into California, you say you're the person, and they can't verify it in any way because you don't have to show ID.
What a joke! I didn't even think of that. What a joke!
So there are people that do not vote, that their numbers and identity are being used to prop up elections.
I could have somebody social that I know hasn't voted in 20, 30 years, won't have any idea that they do this. Take their social. Do they need a social security card or do they?
They don't check anything.
They just
you can go in and vote. You're not allowed to check identification.
So that, Luke,
dos, cuatro, like say your social security
John
number.
Smith. No, they didn't say social security number. They say, I'm John Smith. And they vote as John Smith.
That's it.
That's it.
So let's dive down the rabbit hole of
how. Wait, in Ohio, you have to give your license.
Yes.
Because they I switched houses and they like flipped out, and I had to like do like a.
But not every state's are like. Not every state's like that. So then let's dive down the rabbit hole, shall we, Luke? How much of? Because it's probably not zero. How much if you were trying to make an entire country vote Dem every single time?
Oh, I let everybody in and just
You send all the people to that state, turn it blue. Send all
work, especially if you don't have to ID anything.
Yeah, send them all, and then all you got to do is change the rules in all those swing states so that it's easier for everybody to vote.
You know what it is? Do you ever see gangs in New York?
Yeah,
with Bill the Butcher or whatever. Right. Was it Bill? Yeah, Bill the Butcher.
So
where he goes into like the Chinese meth house for voting day.
Yeah.
Boys, gets everybody up and brings them up, and then changing clothes to vote.
Yeah, so this you're getting into conspiracy. You're getting into conspiracy territory. But all you have to do is change the rules in the swing states. Only the swing states.
Wow.
And then boom, you win. Every single time, every single election. We are no longer a democracy. We are
or not even the swing states, the states with the most freaking what's it called?
All the big states that make the decisions. That's the swing states, like Ohio.
So what was the rule that they passed?
Well, there's 5 parts of it. Let me see if I can give you a quick summary because it's a long.
So this is an executive order signed by Trump.
All right, let me see if I can get somebody.
That's not a Democrat or a Republican thing. Like, you have to be a citizen to vote. Like, I don't understand why this is fought over, other than the fact that they want to try and win. Like, win the game.
The people who are against IDing are against IDing in voting are then claiming discrimination and making it hard to vote,
whatever.
saying it's hard to get people to vote, saying people don't have IDs, saying this kind of stuff.
That doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, at some point, I say, I don't care. You have to prove that you're a citizen in order to vote.
I mean,
that's how
voting
America
is one of the
works.
most important. My thought would be voting is one of the most important things you can do as an American citizen.
As an American citizen.
Right. I have to show my ID to buy a gun.
Right.
I have to show my ID to travel.
Right.
Like airplanes.
Right.
I have to show my ID. I mean, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah. To buy a gun, to do all these things. Like,
right. To do all this stuff. So how do you not show your ID to vote?
Right.
And I'm just.
And to defend the left, Carter, I listened to Kamala Harris's long form interviews too, and she said they have to do something about the border. So anytime the left critiques the right on shutting down the border, Kamala said they were going to do something about the border if she got elected. So stopping random people from coming in is important because you don't want drug dealers and awful people coming through the border. They were both going to do that, but if you're shipping people into swing states to try and obviously you have to be a citizen to vote. I think any executive order that makes that more strict is a good thing.
Yeah. And the mail-in part of this was also you're not allowed to count mail-in ballots after the election. So you just can't keep mailing and putting
it's not
more
a right or
stack.
think about like our security as a country. Like, it's not a right or a left thing. What if the right becomes a bunch of Nazis, literally, and they end up killing people, and then they find a way to work with China or a country that wants to see the end of America, and China just starts shipping people in. We need 10,000 Chinese people in Ohio.
Right.
We need 1 million Chinese people in Ohio. We need 1 million Chinese people in New York, or we just need 50 million Chinese people in New York and California, and we can turn them red.
Yeah.
And then it's not.
There you go. Voter tax is illegal. IDs can be considered that. IDs, not driver's license, just IDs, should be free, in my opinion. Then asking for an ID shouldn't be a problem.
I believe that is.
Make it free.
Yep.
Make it free.
Just you can get a free ID?
You can get a free ID in Ohio. I don't know if that's all states, but I know Ohio, you can get a free one.
Yeah.
Can you
Erica,
get
I think the importance of the security of the nation is more important than paying voter tax or whatever you want to call it. Totally fine with it. Totally fine with making IDs free. If that's like, I want people to vote. But I want them to be American citizens that live here, that care about living here and care about our country.
ChatGPT said they can't answer that. It can't provide specific voting related info for Ohio, including whether I can get a free state ID. That's not voting information. I just asked, can I get a free state ID? But it knew we were talking about voting. Wow.
So what did the executive order say specifically? Sorry, I keep interrupting.
So the two things were that identification. The second one was mail-in ballots cannot be counted after the election. So those are the two biggest 2 points. But there's like 7 articles of it, in-person voting, all that kind of stuff.
I've been when Trump won compared to 2020, they were saying there were more votes in 2020 counted than there were in 2024. Is that still true? Or have they got all the votes and it's more now?
They were about the same. So the early counts were that there was way more, but
there was way more. So what they were saying, if that was the case, there'd be voter fraud. But it's about the same. But every single year since the beginning of time, there has been more people voting in the following election than the election before, because it's just
because of the
population, because the population just grows.
Right.
But they're saying it's about equal to 2020. So how much voter fraud was there? I guarantee it's not 0.
Oh, for sure.
Nothing.
And what your vulnerabilities dictate how easy that is. So if you can,
you should limit those vulnerabilities.
Okay, so if you guys wanted to sell more mortgages, and you can go through a database to see somebody who you think would probably be ready to refinance.
Right.
If you did nothing and let them come to you, that would be a lower number than if you got that database and went to each one of those people and helped them fill out the application. Right. And so that harvesting, they were in the gray areas of the law. Those people wouldn't have voted, but they loaned their ballot to somebody who wanted them to vote a certain way.
Which the Dems are very good at doing.
For sure. Really skilled at.
Very, very good. Much better than the Republicans.
Yeah, and that's why, like in Ohio, purging the voter rolls means that you're pulling inactive voters out of the system, which means it's harder to then harvest those inactive voters.
Huh. This is interesting. I had no idea. I didn't know. I honestly, because I don't know how I didn't know that, but I thought because I have to show my ID in Ohio, I figured everybody
everywhere that should be.
It's illegal to ask if you're a citizen when you go to vote in California.
Yeah.
How messed up is that?
I can just go in and say my name and can vote.
Yeah, you have a signature comparison, but that's really all there is.
So let me just throw this out there. I go vote under myself.
Mhm.
I put a wig on. I put a mustache on.
Yep.
I go over and I say, my neighbor who's 90, who doesn't leave the house, I'm Bob Smith. Signature.
That's it. If it matches, if you pass the
if I get close, I could do it.
Yep.
Dude, that's crazy.
And there are people fighting to make it vulnerable like that. That's ridiculous and absurd.
So then,
but what's their argument? What is their argument for that? What is their legit
anybody
argument?
should be able to vote. It's a right. Anybody should be able to vote that comes here.
But okay, great. I agree with that. But why? What is my argument for not showing an ID?
Not everybody has IDs. People are afraid to get an ID, or they can't get an ID.
You can't get an ID. Asking people to pay money it's against poor people because.
But don't those people need like an ID to buy booze? Don't those people need an ID to travel? Don't those people?
Okay,
need an ID?
First off, how dare you say poor people are alcoholics? Number one. Number two,
listen, I'm not gonna lie. I totally went in my head. I was like, they're obviously buying St. Ides or something.
How dare you, as a man living in Poland, Ohio, better than so many, think you're so much better than those poor people living in California that can't afford ID.
I just immediately thought like that. That's it. Okay.
Human piece of garbage.
Luke would like you to move on, please.
Continue. No, I mean, I totally did it.
Piece of human garbage.
I'm sorry.
Dude.
I just thought ID was
that is
racist. Something else you need your ID for. Buying fireworks. How about
buying fireworks?
Right.
Also a poor person.
So then, what do you do next?
Obviously,
what do you do next, Luke?
I got my fireworks for the 4th of July.
Okay.
Bring it down to the tree.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Next, what do you do? All you got to do next is remove the Electoral College.
Oh, dude, here we go with that. That's that'll take.
No.
We're going to be talking about that till 11.
So that's the next move, right?
No.
It should be popular vote.
No.
So then everybody just move to California.
Right.
You vote left. And then we win the popular vote every time. And the United States is a leftward-leaning country forever.
Is anybody watching a left-leaning person that can explain to me a decent argument
for eliminating the electoral college?
No, God, no.
Even though our founding fathers
the ID
put that in place on purpose.
For the ID thing. So is it a payment thing? Is it they don't have, like, people don't have money to buy it? But at the same point, you need ID for everything else. So you can't tell me
that argument's so dumb.
That's not a good argument to me. No. What are the other arguments for not asking for voter ID?
And that's
what I need to know. I am gonna call Chris Anderson from the Democratic Party as soon as we leave here in Mahoning County, because he will give me
You know what the left is so good at doing, though?
What's that?
They're so good at playing the victim, though. So what they're gonna say is, no, Luke, you're a piece of shit because you think poor people shouldn't get IDs. That's what they do every single time.
I just want to know what the argument is.
You're a human piece of garbage for trying to say that people can't afford IDs, Luke.
Why?
You're a monster. You don't know what it's like.
Left not want voter IDs. I'm just going to go to ChatGPT.
You just don't understand what they're going through.
The only friend I have that could answer this question for me.
They are so much better than you, Luke.
This is a politically sensitive topic.
I am an ally. I am an ally to those poor people, and I care about them. Unlike you monster.
Okay. All right.
You need an ID for a lot of things, like Luke stated, but these aren't rights. Voting is a right, which is why I think ID should be free. I think anything like, and this is the way to combat it. Cool. If you think that ID should be free, we should give everything that it is to prove that you're a citizen. Make that be free.
Great.
And go to vote.
Great. Julie, one of the biggest Dems in our thing all the time, just said agrees with it.
Yeah.
How many people? What's the percent of people think? Here's the next question. What's the percent of the population agree that voters? There you go. If Julie's saying that,
do whatever you got to do. Like somebody else said, you can give away stimulus checks. Do whatever you got to do to get it secure a way to vote and have IDs for those people to vote. Like, I don't care. Spend the money. It's probably worth it.
Chat GPT, ready?
Our country's security's worth
it. Dude, you guys nailed it. The left and progressives, Democrats and progressive, oppose stricter voter laws, not because they're against the idea of proving identity, the concerns of access and fairness. Access issues. Some eligible voters, particularly low-income individuals, the elderly in rural areas, may not have easy access to government issue IDs. I disagree with that.
Of course you do, as a man from Poland.
I am so...
Who lives in one of the highest income areas.
What's the word I'm using? My
in the greater Youngstown.
What do they say? My white...
privilege. Yeah, how privileged are you, Luke?
I'm sorry, I'm very privileged. Historical... There's a history in U.S. of voting restrictions to suppress certain populations. Black voters. Critics of voter ID laws worry these rules might be a modern version of that. Many studies have found that voter fraud is extremely rare. So the left argues strict voter ID solve a problem that really doesn't exist.
How do you prove that? Prove it to me that it's rare. Prove it to me that it doesn't happen. Wow. There's no way to prove that. But listen, I just want everybody to know
of population.
I understand my white privilege, but I am an ally, and I'm going to fight you, Luke, on this topic.
Here's what I want to do.
I do recognize my privilege as a white male, and I understand that my ideas don't matter.
Let's float some news that this group of voters votes Republican and see how quickly the voter ID issue.
Oh, could you imagine? Oh. Yeah, that would do it.
90% Republicans come out of this group. Yeah, let's do blood testing to vote. You betcha.
Wow.
Blood testing.
2024, a Gallup poll published February 2024 found that 79% of U.S. adults favors voter ID laws. This support varies political affiliation. 97 Republicans, 84 independents, 53 Democrats, 53%. Those are percents. Favor voter ID requirements. That's a big.
Heck yeah.
And that's even 53% of the Democrats.
Because it's not like that. What the Dems don't realize is, or the Dems who are super into this don't realize, it could flip at any time. Like, it's not a left or a right thing. It's about the fairness of everybody getting their voice heard. Because the country could be infiltrated by either side could turn bad at any time. You don't want it to be a one size fits all democracy. We're just going to be left. It does, because it has to be fair.
Wow, I'm like blown away by this one. Like, I guess I kind of knew that. I remember hearing it, but I always thought, it's not that big of a deal.
If the left gets too hard left, we go right. If the right gets too hard right, we go left.
Yeah.
It bounces back and forth. And if you end that bouncing back and forth, we will eventually meet at the same spot, which is authoritarian government.
Right, Kellen. One reason I read after Google. People who change their last names after marriage or divorce and don't have a permissible ID that reflects their name on voter rolls may be unable to cast a ballot. That happened to Maggie when we got married.
Yeah.
She went in, the name changed. They had her cast a temporary ballot or some sort of ballot.
Because Social Security hadn't recorded it yet.
Correct.
Yeah. That happened to Shelby too.
And then
it takes forever.
Exactly. And then so she casted some sort of temporary ballot. I don't know. I'm not saying the right name. And then the voting board checked, double checked. And then we got a letter saying her vote was cast because it was correct.
Let me argue on this one, because if you have government systems that are just slow and the people are incompetent, let's fix that and make it so that it's free and easy to get an ID and you don't have to jump through.
I think IDs should be free.
Right.
I mean, not driver's license, but at least a free ID.
And if there's a fringe problem, you cast a provisional ballot and then you take the time to prove it out, and then they cast your ballot whenever that happens. So it's not the majority
provisional
of people.
ballot. Thank you, genies.
Or you go one step further and you say, listen, you don't need an ID to vote, but this is the document, the voting document that proves you are a citizen and proves that you have a right to vote. That document is free. You make another document and just, this is what you get.
And you put like
this
all kinds of emblems and glow sticks and those little things
this
that make it so you can't copy it. Because then people are going to try and fraud it.
Right. This proves you're a citizen and you are allowed to vote in any country or any state, and everybody gets that document. That document's free.
Yeah.
There's 100 things you can make it better with. This is one thing that makes it worse. So you don't pick this one where you just let it be, anarchy and
that's crazy.
Yeah, and that should be a national thing. Like, not like, oh, we let each state decide. Like,
it should be it shouldn't the voting for federal, at least on the federal level.
Right.
Now, if the states want to change it up and do their own little state things with their state votes, fine. You don't need an ID to vote in California, right? For a California election.
Issues,
But if it's a federal election, you should have to provide an ID, because that affects my ass in Ohio.
Right.
That has to show an ID.
And then we wonder why the left wins the popular vote every single time when they have LA. Like California has LA. Boy. And then wonder what's New York voting.
We are groundbreaking on here. We are.
No, I think this is kind of a thing. Like, I knew about this.
Obviously, I've been living
under hashed out more than any other topic, honestly.
Obviously, I've been living under a rock. Can we get one more question before we go?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, let's get another question.
Quiz bowl question.
We got to practice.
Yeah.
All right. Do you guys want to pick one of those topics?
Oh, how about a tattoo?
What do you mean?
What? Like when you turn 18?
Yes.
When you turn 18,
we make
like
a little
scan bar.
We put it right here, and it's little tiny
like
numbers.
A scan bar. And you know what the left's going to say?
That? The Jews have.
You know what they're going to say?
Hitler did that to the Jews.
Listen, numbers. Like numbers. Like numbers. Right on your head. Like
right
numbers.
On your wrist, right
on your like numbers. And then you go in and you show it.
No, even better. We give them little armbands. We give everybody little armbands with a little star on it.
Oh my God,
so that they know that they're voting.
People say the religious people will be like, it's the mark of the beast. That it's going to be like, oh my God, and you got the number, they're all marked. Oh God, I'm sorry.
All right, we're gonna do literature.
Oh,
ready? It's easy. This is 5th grade.
Okay,
so
here we go.
All right, which famous detective solves crimes with
Sherlock Holmes?
Beep.
That's the question.
Go home, end of the day, baby.
Another one. Go harder. Give us
winners win.
Younger brother. Fine arts.
Yes. Kellen just said, I can already imagine Nazi headlines tomorrow about the MLO bros. I mean, it wouldn't be anything new. We've been called Nazis. We've been called freaking.
Okay, well, all I want is super cool armbands and tattoos on the arm. What's Nazi about that? It's just a cool tattoo.
A chip under the skin will do it too.
A chip under the skin that says your ID.
That's it.
As soon as you turn 18, you get a chip under your skin.
That'll go over great, guys. That'll go over.
And then you go
I'm telling you,
scan it.
No, and honestly, the right wing crazy people are more scared about, like, they're putting microchips in your tattoos. Like, that's a right wing thing. That's just a right.
Oh, is that a right wing thing?
Yeah.
Chips.
We don't want Teslas because
wait. Okay, I got this.
And EMP hits our car.
So if the right doesn't like that, we'll have Musk do it, and then they'll like it. Then it'll be okay. But then the left's not gonna like it.
No.
Yeah, we just gotta get Trump behind it, and then the right people who think he's Jesus.
What about the left then?
The left won't let it work.
We could go at this 2 different ways.
Okay.
We have Musk do it on the right, and like Bezos do it on the left, and you just present it that way.
Bezos is not.
Who's left? Who's
he's
like
not
left
anymore.
He's not left.
Soros.
Or who's Microsoft?
Oh man,
Bill Gates.
Okay. He died.
Bill Gates.
Didn't he?
No, Bill Gates. He retired. There's another guy that
he wanted to give everybody the COVID vaccine. So
they Bill Gates
yes
gives the chips to the left. Musk gives the chip to the right.
But it doesn't matter because there's still people who aren't going to take the chip on either side because they're going to say that the other
government's tracking us.
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. Kellen already said we already have the chips from the COVID.
Yeah.
vaccine.
No. Okay.
Wait,
Right.
Yes, I got this.
Okay.
I know what you're doing. Go ahead. Yeah.
To convince the left, we say
We
you have
put
to
the
get
chips
no.
in the COVID vaccine.
In order to vote, you have to get a vaccine and prove that you got the vaccine with a vaccine card in order to vote. The right,
Musk is
we put it on an AR-15.
you get a free AR-15.
You get a free AR-15.
Free
AR-15. You just walk in, hold freedom.
They scan your
That's the most
AR-15.
right-wing thing you could possibly do.
Yeah.
The left, you
I
get
like
a
it.
vaccine, you have to show a vaccine card,
Yeah.
and it's just like sugar water
Yeah.
because they
I
love
like
vaccines.
it. I like it.
Rights an AR-15. It's just a little code on the
So
side.
yeah, you get an AR-15 to vote on the right,
Yes.
and the left you get a COVID vaccine.
Yes. Everybody will be doing it. There'll be people lining up. Can you imagine? I'm going, I don't know which one I want to pick.
Can I get both? I want to take
It's a little tough. I think I want the gun. No, I think a libertarian, definitely I'd take the gun. Because
Libertarian take the gun.
Libertarians are anti-vaccine.
Yeah,
and
the
pro-gun.
libertarian will ask for like a bazooka instead of the AR-15.
Why can't I have a space laser?
Right.
That's
Right.
what a libertarian
Santos just said sold. I'll take another guy. Dude, we are solving the world problem.
Right.
Voter ID.
We just solved voter fraud right there. Boom. Gone.
Everybody, right gets a gun to vote.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you get an ID. With
Everybody
your gun.
would do it, and everybody would be voting.
Yeah.
And you could say you have to vote, but that's a freedom. You don't have to vote if you don't want to.
Yeah, you don't have to vote,
But you don't get an AR-15, and you don't get
Wait.
a vaccine.
but just for my ID, I get an AR-15.
Yeah, it has your ID right on
I'm
there.
totally going for the AR-15.
And the Republicans will not give up out of their cold dead hands that AR-15, so nobody could vote for
Yeah.
using someone else's AR-15.
And then the left gets to say, "How dare you not get the vaccine? You guys are terrible people."
That's right. And you got 100% compliance.
Dude, everyone would have a voter ID.
Yeah.
Everybody would have a voter ID.
We just okay. Next question.
Oh yeah. All right. You ready? Quiz bowl time. Make sure you ring in your answer when you've heard enough.
Okay.
In which city can you find the famous painting "The Last Supper" by Leonardo da Vinci?
It's Paris, France. It's the Louvre.
Incorrect.
Oh, damn it! That's the Mona Lisa. Damn you!
What? Can you repeat the question?
I can. In which city can you find the famous painting "The Last Supper" by Leonardo da Vinci?
Where is that? Is it? Can I try?
It's got to be Italy.
Vienna.
Well, he gets a crack at it before you get to go again.
Is it Vienna?
Vienna? No. You want to try again?
Try again.
So is it in France?
No.
Is it in the United States?
Is it in?
Italy. It's got to be in Italy.
It's in Italy.
I don't think I can name a town in Sicily.
Nope.
I don't think I can name another.
Rome?
Nope.
Where is it?
It's in Milan.
I would have never.
I've never would've known.
I
But
thought Milan was in Asia.
I want you guys to know
I've never
where
been there.
your weaknesses are because we have to dominate the quiz bowl.
We're gonna have to
And
take.
so you have to
my
look at
problem is I'm
geography.
going to get confused. Like I immediately thought the Louvre in Paris, France.
Well, that was a good guess.
because of the Mona Lisa.
Yeah,
thing.
and then
Yeah.
Rome having the artifacts in the Last Supper.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
Both
yeah,
of those
yeah.
two are reasonable guesses.
yeah. See, I don't know.
I can't wait till
Give me another
people.
one, Joe.
I can't wait till people
All right.
hear what we just
Switch-
said, and literally, people are like,
Dan's playing too. Says Vatican City.
the people are literally going to say we're Nazis, and we're like,
Yeah, Luke, you wanted to give the people armbands and tattoos on their wrists that were numbers.
you
like
wanted to
not-
give them AR-15.
and we're trying to argue that we're not Nazis.
Next
Do you
question.
guys want an easy one for the last one? or you
No,
want a hard
no,
one?
hard. I want hard.
Okay.
I want hard. I don't. Want
Even though our grandfather was in World War II and he wasn't an American soldier.
They could really track that back to us.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah.
These guys are just they're following in their grandfather's footsteps.
Yeah,
You guys
grandpa.
effed up
Grandpa
big
was a
time.
German soldier. I heard he was World War II.
He's a delivery guy.
He was the delivery guy. God, I wonder what he delivered.
Okay, I want you
He
guys.
haunts me at night.
I want you guys to remember the periodic table. That will answer this question.
Oh God.
All right. What is the chemical symbol for the element with the atomic number 6? So it'd be high up on there. It'd be high up on the list.
Magnesium.
So it's one of the 6 is like one of the first ones, then,
Mhm.
right? That would
Real
mean
up
that
top.
Nitrogen, oxygen. That's the only two.
Am I allowed to bring my phone in? I could look at the
No,
periodic
you're
table
not
real
allowed
quick.
to look at the.
No. Do you
Nitrogen-
know the kids would have already buzzed in?
You think?
You know
Oh,
that.
yeah.
We'd be done.
You-
Dude, If there's one thing I'm not good at, it's science.
Do we
I am
lose
not
points
good at
if we
science.
buzz in for the quiz bowl? And
I think you get negative points if you.
oh,
guess
we're
wrong.
going to be negative.
See, that's why I was
8,000.
asking, because I just like
I just buzz into anything, but you get negative points.
I think you lose points. Why?
Oh,
yeah,
we're
see, that's
gonna
why
be-
I wasn't going to buzz in at the beginning.
We're going to be negative 10,000.
Joe, give me another science question.
You didn't answer this one.
I don't know.
What is it?
Carbon.
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 Okay, let's see if people can answer. Try one more, and we'll let people answer.
All right, you guys answered. No Googling, you cheaters. No Googling.
Easy or hard? Easy.
Hard. We're gonna go to
What, are we
people.
doing
Don't
science?
you
Wait, do a
Google?
different topic. Do a different topic.
Yeah, science is too hard.
All right, we'll do
Movie trivia.
We'll do math.
Okay. And we're doing this because we are in a couple weeks. We're going to be going up against Poland's Quiz Bowl.
And you were going to stream it.
Poland's
That's going to be
Quiz Bowl
entertaining.
I'm going to give you
To
one that
raise
you are
money
not
for-
going to get just for the fun of it.
Okay.
All right. If a right-angled triangle has legs of length 3 units and 4 units, what is the length of the
12.
hypotenuse?
Wait. Yeah, 12.
Wait, the hypotenuse?
It's a squared plus b squared equals c squared. 3 times 4.
Is that your official answer?
Is that correct? 3
You're
times.
incorrect.
Oh my God! You got to square it first.
Yeah, you got to square it first. So 3,
9 times
9,
16.
4,
What's
12,
9 times 16?
4.
So what's 9 times 16? Help me! What's 9 times 16?
So 3.
I feel so dumb.
9 times 16. Oh my!
Are you sure that's right?
calculator.
A squared plus B squared equals C squared. I remember that.
3
So
times
A-
3 is 9.
9.
Times 16.
What was the
144.
If a right-angled triangle has legs of length 3 units and 4 units,
So 4,
what is the
3
length of the
is-
hypotenuse?
8 is 12.
It's 144.
21.
The answer is 5. 5 units.
Wait, what?
Wait, are you gonna disagree with every wrong answer as the?
Oh, it's squared. So you gotta square root it. It's 144.
You had the answer. You said it.
I said it.
You did.
When?
When you were calculating, you said you have to square it.
Yeah.
Replay the tape, and you will
You
see you.
squared it. So he had the number right.
Oh, you were so close.
You were close to that one. Give us another one more. This is fun.
One more.
This is one. One more, then we got to get out of here. I got stuff to do. I really don't.
All right, I might mess up the capital name, but
Okay.
this island country in the Indian Ocean is known for its unique wildlife, including
The
lemurs.
Galapagos.
Its capital is Antananarivo.
I heard island. I thought Galapagos.
Galapagos.
That is incorrect.
Okay, my turn.
They have cool animals too. Galapagos has awesome animals.
Guam.
No, the lemur. Think lemur. There was a
Madagascar.
Madagascar.
Oh!
What's
What's the
movie?
king? The king's name? What's his name?
Huh? King Julian. I like to smell your feet.
My name is King Julian.
Who's going to be doing questions at this?
The teacher.
He's got to. You remember that Billy Madison guy who was doing the questions? They're all stupider for having listened to what you just said. He has to say that
What
every
you've said
time we
makes absolutely no sense, and may God have mercy on your soul.
He has to do that. He has to do it.
Oh God! All right,
Julian. King Joe likes to move it.
That's the little guy named Mort.
Yeah.
Little Mort is like, King Julian, I want to smell your feet. Oh God! All right. Oh,
What, there was
Kellen just said. Me over here doing Sean Connery. It was the rapist for 400.
Potato bum covers for 1,000.
Isn't that the price your mama pays for a blowjob, Trebek? You ever seen that one? The price your mama pays for a blowjob, Trebek. All right, give us our outro, Isaac.
Thank you everybody so much for watching. We appreciate you for being here. If you haven't already, go down below, give us a like, give us a follow. Go follow the MLO Bros on their page. Go follow Youngstown Studio on their page. If you need a home loan, if you need help buying a house, selling a house, Luke and I are both loan officers and real estate agents. You can pick either one to help you. Also, if you need help making a podcast or recording awesome live music, maybe sing karaoke.
Oh, good Lord.
To
Yeah,
song or something. You can call Joe. He'll help you out here in Youngstown Studio, or BJ. He's in the back. He'll help you too. He's awesome.
What do you have, Justin from 330 Sports? So he was all offended I didn't mend him. What else happens now? So when we leave here, do you have other stuff streaming? Like what happens now?
We do a lot of recordings after we go here that don't go out live, but we record and edit. And
Joe doesn't want, or he doesn't want to do live the 330 Sports Show. They don't. I mean,
Justin doesn't go live.
Does not want
he does that every Tuesday.
Tuesdays and Thursdays, and he does it live.
He does it live.
Yeah.
Now.
Can you call in?
You can call in.
I tried to call in. I don't think I can call up.
He doesn't have me turn on the phone, so maybe I'll encourage him to do phones.
Turn the phones on.
All right,
That's the whole point.
I will encourage.
Why does he not like people?
I don't know.
He seems like
he doesn't like the hostility. He doesn't like the back and
a
forth.
shit talker calling in and ruining the flow.
Did he
of the
get
show.
that?
No, it's just hypothetical.
We should just call in as fake Steelers fans,
dude.
Joe, have him turn the phones on.
I will
text us,
okay.
and then we will harass the shit out of him until he doesn't turn.
He's over there, Youngstown Studio. Don't know what you're talking about.
You will never turn the phones on again. You'll ruin.
I love the Steelers. I think Aaron Rodgers was a great pick.
You know what I need? I need an AR-15 when I go to vote. That's what I need.
That would solve a voter issue. They gave us all AR-15.
About the voter issues. All right, let's go. I gotta go home. This is ridiculous.
All right, bye, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening to this show on Youngstown Studio. This is original Youngstown content. Feel free to share our videos and tell your friends about us. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel